After you have analyzed all the organs, you now should have a clear picture of what is really wrong in the patient's body. Where should we concentrate our attention? Let's open a medical conclusion and let's see the weakest systems. The weakest systems is digestion. That indicates problems in the pancreas area. Therefore, we have three headings of treatment that we can use. Usually we try to combine them. The first one will be selecting medicines, both from inside the software and from the testing camera of the device itself. So you can both create an internal vector test that would be using the software database and the external vector test which will be using the external camera for testing. We select abdomen in cross-section as it is the most affected area. Let us see the stress markers. These green and red stress markers indicate some stress. This red stress marker is exactly on the pancreas, and our treatment will focus on this area, that the pancreas and duodenum will feel themselves better. We go to analysis, and now we see what the software recommends us to do. We go to group 2502, selective complexes. Here the lowest coefficient will show us the most recommended action. So the three top recommended actions are drainage of kidney, that means detoxification, normalization of arterial blood pressure, and regeneration of bones. Let's record it into conclusion. In the conclusion, it goes to the recommended part. We will now check the first type of treatment, so selecting medication. We select the area that we are going to test. Again, we go to the analysis. We uncheck group 2502. And you see these groups are the internal information about the medicine. If there is any medicine that you use here, then you can select it and test from an internal vector test. For instance, we work quite a lot with the Hale company products. Out of this list of the medicines, you have to select the list using your knowledge. For instance, in this case, for drainage, for detoxification, we will use Nux vomica. We select it, and we press the button Internal Vector Test in the lower right corner. Now this medicine will go to the information of the patient. So we are immediately making a prognosis if this medicine will be good for a patient. In this case, we are using the standard dosage and time of use of this medicine. In the description, you can see any indication and additional information about this medicine, also about the dosage. Let us check the result in detail. We go to the comparison analysis. We filter the selected organ, so it will only show us the abdomen in cross-section. We press the dot on the original slice, which will show to the left. And to the right is the change when we use Nux vomica in standard dosage on this patient. Actually, we will see an increase in compensatory reactions of 43%, which is quite good. If the increase would be at least 15%, we would be able to recommend this medicine for the patient. To test another medicine, we have to come back to original slice without any comments. We go to the analysis again, and we can test this medicine. This is Nux vomica that we tested. Let's write it down into conclusion. Let's open the description. It also goes to the recommended part. Here it is. The dosage we can take from description. So in this case it is 10 drops 3 times daily. Let us also add it to the recommended part so it will be easier for the patient. To test another medicine, you select it from the list and it is the same principle. You just press the internal Vegeta test. The patient should be wearing the headphones and should be ready for testing, and the wave of this medicine will be put on the wave of the patient and recorded. You can do the same from all other groups which you have added, if you are using this medicine and of course you know what it does. So you simply select the medicine and you test it. The other possibility that we have is using external Vegeta test. So basically external database, everything that you have physically with you. In this case, you need to have at least one pill or several drops of the medicine, depending on what it is. Again, we select the organ or group of organs on which we are going to test it. In this case, we are selecting abdomen in cross-section, as it has the organs we want to help. And we go to the top left external Vegeta test button. In the window that shows up, we write down the full name of the medicine we are going to test. Then we write down the dosage. In this case it is capsule, so 1 cap. Then we write down the time. The program recognizes morning, afternoon, and evening. It is important that you write the name of the medicine in the same way. You copy it before you start, and we press OK. The medicine should be put in the left camera. It is the N camera, as we call it. In the same way as we did with internal test, we see the results of the testing. We close this window. We go there to comparison results. We press filter. We press the dot on the original slice, and we see what would be the change. We see here that would be an increase of 46%. By changing the dosage and also the time, you can find the most efficient time and best effect on your patient. So again, we select the slice without the comments, because every test is also recorded. As you see, it goes below, and here in the comments would be the name of the medicine that we tested. So we select the original one. We go to the analysis button. Again, we go to the external Vegeta test. We paste the result that we have created, and let's change the dosage a bit. Let's say we'll not use 1, but 2 capsules. And not in the afternoon. So only 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. Let us now compare the results. We also see an increase. So 1 capsule 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, evening, gave an increase of 46%. If we take 2 capsules in the morning and in the evening, the increase would be a bit less, 40%. So out of these two, the better dosage is 1 capsule in the morning, afternoon and evening. To write it down into conclusion, we go to View Patient button. We go to the recommended part of the medical conclusion. And we will paste it here. We exit and we save changes. So now you see that we can test the medicines both from the database, from the internal, and also you can test any medicine that you want to use for your patient as long as you physically have it. It can be drops, it can be powders, it can be capsules, it can be anything at all. The only limitation, it should not be in metal covering, and it should not be only a cap without any covering at all, otherwise the molecular will be stuck in the N camera and will, so to say, make mistakes on the other testing. So even 1 capsule would be enough, but also you can have the full package. Several drops would be enough, but also you can put the whole glass bottle. It is totally up to you.